I was fortunate to get a scholarship under the Cascade project. This project is being implemented in 5 African cities, and Harare is one of the cities. Under that project, START International is part of the consortium that is supporting early career researchers with leadership and networking skills.
So for us from here, from Chinhoyi University, we are about 7 students. Initially we were 9, but now we are about 7 students, and all of us, we did participate in some of the leadership or training courses that were offered by START International. For example, I myself, I participated in the leadership course that was offered by START International, which was quite a learning experience for me. When I began my PhD journey, and when I began, being involved in EPIC, being involved with START, I was someone who was not quite confident. I'm still working my way there, but I hated talking. Like I was always doing things behind the scenes. I didn't want to be seen or to comment on anything, but that course really helped me to get out of my comfort zone, to stretch myself out a bit, and just grow as an individual.
So the team with the EPIC model, they were originally connected through the late Dr. Wenguri, through his innovations, which include wastewater management system and a solid waste management system. So both of these were named after his mother, my grandmother, Jati. So we have the Jati decongester sanitation system, and we have the Jati earthworm breeding composter. So these are the 2 innovations that he developed.
Under the EPIC model, I've been exposed to leadership training and leadership courses. EPIC model it's a model that allows students to work outside the classroom on practical examples, meeting the communities, working with local administrators to come up with solutions. I found this model important in the context that I was able to meet city officials from Harare, and also to meet local communities to co-produce and to co-design climate interventions within Harare. And also I was able to network with peer learners from across the continent, and also researchers that are working on complex issues such as climate and health. In my studies, I've been given the opportunity to co-lead a research where we were doing a climate vulnerability impact assessment in low-income and informal settlements within Harare. In that project, we were working with city officials from Harare, local communities, to co-design the methodology that we were going to use to collect data and then assess how climate is affecting these local communities. At the center of the project was to put the local communities in everything that we were doing. And it was also to leverage on the structures that exist within the city and the local communities and non-state actors, leveraging on the skills and the technology that the academia was going to bring to the project.
Maybe on behalf of the students, I can say we did quite learn a lot, just to move outside the classroom, because for us it's always the class lab or etc. But just going out to the communities, going out to work with the city fathers, it was a learning curve for us. It was both interesting, challenging at the same time, but you just get that real life experience that you need, after you're done with your studies as well. And then you also get to understand the kind of research that you are doing as a researcher, because you don't want to be based on theories and on assumptions only, but getting direct involvement in the city, in the communities, you get that that real life, the lived experiences that you'll be looking for. So I can say it was quite a loaded year, but we learned quite a lot and we are grateful.
I noticed that if we want to create sustainable transition within cities, especially in the Global South, we need to leverage on community science to put local communities at the forefront of any planning or any decisions that we would like to make regarding our cities. Climate and the health problems are something that are complex, so they need everyone on the board. So collaboration and co-production has been a light bulb moment for me, and also we need data-driven decision-making processes. More often, when we exclude certain groups or certain actors, we don't have a clear picture to address challenges that face our cities. And also, we need to create solutions that are grounded in local realities and that do not leave any actor or anyone behind. I find the model very holistic because it promotes the collaboration of actors. It doesn't put knowledge into hierarchies. It promotes actors to, especially the academia, to simplify complex knowledge into something that every citizens or every resident within a city can relate to. And in that way, I see it promoting action, and also it promotes innovation that is organic, that is local-led, which I found increasing the uptake. Actually, when we were doing, when I was implementing the project in the model, I realized that there's been increased demand for climate and health knowledge because of the way it was generated and how it was simplified to suit the local context.
Our fellow students always says that you don't want to do research for the sake of research, but you want to, you want to make an impact. You want your research to be meaningful, to benefit someone, either the community themselves or, the policymakers in terms of how they develop their policies. So we are truly grateful for the EPIC model that we get to work with the people that we will be writing about or will be researching on, just to get that experience. And you also get to try out some of the things that you never imagined yourself you could possibly do. Like for us, maybe I'll give you one other example. So when we did the tour to Stonebridge, we also went to Borodale Brook just to get that community experience. We were also involved in the climate vulnerability assessments, where we worked with other universities. We worked with University of Zimbabwe in partnership with Dialogue on Shelter Trust, just to understand how people respond, people in informal communities respond to climate changes. And we came up with quite extensive research outputs, not just your normal, you can have your thesis, you can have your journal papers or whatever publications that you can come up with, but we also managed to put together a documentary. We just put together different videos.
I have seen local communities changing the way they view the academia and how the academia views local communities and how the academia views city managers. Because when the space has been opened to co-create knowledge and to co-create solutions, we were all vulnerable. And in that vulnerability, we were so honest. And at the end of the day, we managed to come up with something that everyone would relate to. At the moment, the academia and everyone within the city is speaking with one voice regarding the action that needs to be taken, especially the need to do local led initiatives and lead to steps that culminate in addressing issues of climate and health, especially, for example, we were working with a local community in Stone Ridge. They were using nature-based solutions to solve their problems regarding access to water and sanitation services. They were using earthworms to recycle water for sanitation and to use that water to irrigate their small community gardens.
So we have Stone Ridge, then we have Mapukutafara, then we have in Borrowdale, Dr. Guramatumi's place. So these communities, they have, well, two of them, both have the Jati earth and breeding composter and the decongester sanitation system. So the one in Stone Ridge, it's made up of a communal treatment system or plant that services more than 32 households, of which each household has a Jati earth and breeding composter. So what it means is these households in that area with no water reticulation system have a flushing toilet system, and they're also able to turn their solid waste, that also includes their human waste, into a rich fertilizer which they put back into their soil, which they grow their own crops there at home and basically bring up their homes, make them look more appealing.
So I've learned how innovative waste management systems can transform urban communities. The use of earthworms to recycle wastewater into clean water and compost was an incredible thing to me. It showed me how we can actually turn waste into valuable resources that benefit both the community and the environment.
My interaction with the community members was amazing. The community members liked the project, bought into the idea, and we really could sell the project to you. You didn't need the scientist or the background to be told about the project to believe it. The community members were liking it, and I could see that this thing can be done elsewhere. So really, I was out of words. My comment is wow for that talk.
We have been to Chitumbisa, where there is a community that is into Jati system, that is recycling their water, that is doing irrigation using the Jati system, and also solving the wastewater problems. And the Jati system is smart. It is smart in that you won't see any flies within it, and it can be adaptable in cities, and also can also be used as a measure in preventing pollution in our environment.
The trip actually made me realize that sustainability is not something that comes from grant or high-tech solutions, but the Jati system proves to me that small-scale nature-based solutions can have big impact on the environment.
So right now the communities fight over waste. They actually fight over waste, and that's essentially what the EPIC model is about, really having that strong community engagement. And that's where really our technologies resonate with the EPIC model. That's strong community engagement, because when communities then now adopt innovation, which is very, very difficult, but when they adopt innovation and take ownership of it, I think that's the best way you can have innovations and whatever initiatives that you have really move through and push through forward. So yeah, they now fight over waste because they realize that waste is gold. There's value in their waste. If they can turn their waste not only into a fertilizer that they can sell, but it can also give them fertilizer to grow crops at their households.
So from that angle, I noticed that locally led interventions, small scale interventions, they close the gap to help communities survive risks that are partly due to climate change.